Hi, I'm Stephen, and today I'll be talking about my educational philosophy. My educational philosophy has been developing over many years through my work with children, socialization of peers, family and colleagues, as well as my education-based studies with children and in sports. As a future educator, I believe that the purpose of education is to guide and support the next generation to be creative and critical thinkers so that they can reach their full potential. My personal goals for teaching would be that all of my students feel included, nurtured, and recognized for their individual abilities and strengths.
Bell Hooks states that to teach in a manner that respects and cares for the souls of our students is essential if we are to provide the necessary conditions where learning can most deeply and intimately begin. From working in schools, I recognize how diversity can positively impact our schools' community and learning. As teachers, we need to recognize all forms of cultural capital by understanding the environment that our students' lives are shaped, as well as the invisible backpacks that our students may have on their shoulders. We live in a heterogeneous society, and as educators, we need to acknowledge that all students' invisible backpacks are diverse in their nature. Some examples of this may include the student coming from low socioeconomic backgrounds who comes to school or the child not being supported in their educational pathways. Another might be that the child experiences overt or covert discrimination at school or in other contexts of his or her life due to race or religious beliefs. One way that I will get to know those that I teach is by creating a comfortable space of collaboration between the school, the community, the families, and most importantly, the students. Traditionally, families have been made up of two parents and their children, also known as a nuclear family. Research from the Australian Institute of Family Studies shows that families today are more diverse, with many students growing up in single parent or extended family households. Are you still paying attention? As a teacher, I will use traditional and transformative texts to educate my students in ways that best suit their needs and learning styles. I will do this by being creative in my involvement and explanations of context, and by creating an inviting learning space that ensures that students are excited when walking into my classroom. I will also acknowledge the feedback of my students and their interests and implement their ideas into a program that aligns with the Australian curriculum. I believe that the best approach to education is to have a relationship-based pedagogy, where students and teachers learn collaboratively to provide the best educational practice possible.
In the words of Mohandas Gandhi, a teacher who establishes rapport with the taught becomes one of them, learns more from them than he teaches them.
As educators, we hold the power to shape the future of our students. When teaching, I will provide valuable feedback that will guide the students to succeed, and I will be open-minded in my communication approaches. I will meet regularly with the parents of my students to ensure that both parties remain up to date with the child's learning and development, and can work together to provide a safe space for children to learn and be understood.
Paulo Freire says that to teach is not to transfer knowledge, but to create the possibilities for the production or construction of knowledge.
As a pre-service teacher, I believe that having a positive relationship between students and teachers is vital for the curriculum of today and the teachings of tomorrow. As teachers, we need to be adaptable in the way in which we teach and understand and embrace the diversity within the classroom and school. I will use the hidden curriculum to create critical and reflective thinkers in my classroom and to educate students on how to conduct themselves in society and become lifelong learners. I will encourage students to contest meanings and to break free from mythical norms and stereotyping of our youth.
As an educator, my teachings will be guided by the Australian Teaching Standards and the Code of Ethics. The standard I believe resonates most with myself as a teacher is that of Standard 1: know students and how they learn.
In conclusion, my educational philosophy aims to create a space where students feel accepted, respected, and challenged within the school environment. I will use traditional and transformative texts to convey the teachings set out by the curriculum. I will approach the teachings of my students in a way that supports the diversity of learners and helps them to succeed in school and the wider society.
Thank you for listening.